Hey everybody, Mikeycat Outdoors here. So what are we doing today? We're going to do a initial unwrapping and setup of a treeless hammock stand from Tensa Outdoors. It's a Tensa Solo. It's an aluminum pole set, and I got the Boomstakes, and I also got the optional orange corkscrews for putting it into the ground. So we're gonna try XLC Blackbird or bonnet hammock, and we're gonna try things out. My daughter's taunting me right now on the other side of the camera, so all right, let's check it out. Here's the packaging for the Tensa Outdoors. Got the 2 poles and the Boomstakes in here. I got a separate package I bought optionally, where I've got all the orange corkscrews. Corkscrews are for soft ground, like if you're on a beach or something, sandy soil. Boomstakes are more for medium and hard ground. And so I got the War Bonnet Blackbird XLC just sitting there. Size comparison. Alright, let's check these bad boys out. So you've got 2 posts like this, Tensa Outdoors on them, and they've got a little bit of a groove in here, and that's the side, I think, that you put towards the actual unit. So I'm gonna start pulling these back out again until I get all these to lock into place. Having an awesome time here today with this. Trying to get these all to start locking into place. There we go. Yeah, it happens sometimes. You get the piece that goes up a little too far, and there we go. I got them all locked into place. And they've got a loop here with a little like a tie lock. So this loops around the post, and then that's basically what you're going to attach your loop of your hammock to. Up here at the top, they've got a couple of loops, and this is actually for where you put your tarp onto. That one was a lot smoother because I did it earlier in the shop. Let's say it comes with a few instructions. One for the Tensa Solo, and in my case I got the Boomstake option. So it's got instructions for that. So you've got cordage that comes with these. You got 4 sets cordage and 4 Boomstakes. So each side basically gets a Boomstake to it. So you would set it up where you run the guy line around this, and then eventually it's got a loop that'll loop down at the end of this, and they say it'll wrap around the stake. So this is titanium. This will go down about 14 inches. I got the longer ones. They had 30 and 40 centimeter options, so I got the 40s. And I figure it'll have better hold. So you stick those in the ground in your, lines will be coming from the other side, so you'll have one line for each boomstake. And then just to show you the other option that's out there, I bought the optional orange screws. Made in the USA. Yeah, baby. America. So that's more for soft soil. If you have a real sandy, loamy type stuff, it'll work a little better for that. So we shall see how this sets up. All right, come back in a bit. So as you can see, I got the rope where it wraps under itself, and that loops over here. So stick this the rest of the way down. I'll do that with the other side. One thing I did in the interim, I took some Spectre cord and I made a little hitch loop there, and I just came down temporarily for the MSR groundhog stake there. So the pitch of this is about 75 to 85 degrees away from the hammock, so obviously it leans outwards. And we're going to set up the other one and go forth from there. So I got everything initially staked out. I might have to make some tightening adjustments. So I just had my temporary line here to help secure the first post. It's obviously got slack in it now that everything's gotten set up. Got two lines coming down to the boomstakes, and I hooked the XLC hammock on to the loop, and of course it's got straps with it, so those obviously aren't being used right now. But that basically hooks on to what amounts to the ridgeline, nice and taut. And same way over here, had a temporary line I put on just to get the angle and everything right after I hooked the other end of the hammock on there. I put that, set it out, got the angle, then I came out with the two guy lines. And so you can basically, with your whoopie sling, you can tighten these, adjust the, pull it out, adjust the berry and whatnot if need be. Important thing, like I say, is in packaging, 75 to 85 degrees of a slant, because when you get in, it's going to pull these poles towards the hammock, so you got to have a little bit of an angle, just like you would with a big box store hammock stand. They usually are angled out away from the hammocks, because like I said, the torsion forces are going to be pulling it towards once you sit in there. So that'll be the next step. Sit in and hope it don't fall. So one of the things I did here was I took my two stakes off of my temporary lines. Since the Blackbird XLC has this tensioning line for the bug net, and basically just ran one of the groundhogs to each side, so that pulls out the bug net, so it keeps it away from your face. And I'm going to climb in there in a minute. We'll see how she does. Alright everybody, moment of truth. Gonna see if it works. How well did it do? Do the sit test first. Well, so far it hasn't fallen down. zipper. Not so far away. Kinda neat. It works. Now my ridgeline is a little wonky in here. Now that I'm sitting down, it's actually a little loose. You can still connect a little bit, but yeah, it's a loose fit. It's a little different. It's going to take a little bit of adjustment, I guess, to get the hang of it, but yeah, it'll hold the weight. 180 pounds, 160 pounds, you know. Oh. I think the stand has a weight rating of 400 pounds overall. The hammock, probably about 300 and something. So, yeah, it's kind of neat. Gotta adjust a few things here, but overall not too bad. Each one up a little bit. Gotta make sure you do this both sides at the same time, I guess. Do it little by little, so you get both sides tensioned the same. The berry, the line there. I'm going to do the same on this side. Pull it a little bit. Got both sides angled fairly well. Sit back down. Holds me. Get adjusted in here, and not too bad. Yeah, there we go. The ridgeline's a lot better now. So, just need a little bit of adjustment. Now that ridgeline's got the right amount of tension in it when I'm in here. I can just barely tweak it a little bit. Yeah, just enough for the right tension on your ridgeline now. It's not sagging so much like it used to. But yeah, you can just adjust those whoopie sling berries a little bit and pull the rope, tighten up the suspension, and all good to go. Well, everyone, I got a few things I added on. I put a ridgeline up, had a couple of D-rings, little carabiner clips and stuff I put on, and have a little loop on the one end. I came down and did a modified trucker's hitch and some other loop-de-loops on the other end. And then I put a couple of prussiks on the ridgeline and then tied in a couple of carabiners so I could tie into my tarp. So, yep, good fat prussik right there, tied into those loops. And then also clipped on to my hammock loop just to set it up, just to try it out. I know it doesn't fit the best on the XLC, but got a 30-degree hammock gear under quilt, and with that shelf and all that stuff there at the head end. Yeah, we'll see how that fits, but yeah, I got my auto tensioning lines with the shock cord and then the loop here. I ran it down. I said it's got a little hitch knot at the end, tying my stakes. So yeah, we'll check it out, see how it works. Not bad so far. Looks like the underquilt comes around fairly well. See overall comfy cozy this feels. Let's see how far down we are on the other end. Looks like I got underquilt there too. Not bad. Minimal tarp coverage on this tarp. This is just a small one, a little breezy in the wind, but you know, if you don't have a bunch of precipitation or whatnot, you could get by with a small one like this. A little bit of sky up there past my head, but not too bad. Yeah, you can see it's fairly cozy in here. You can pull your underquilt up to the side and secure it fairly well. And you can see I got a little bit of sky behind me. If you don't have a bunch of heavy rains and whatnot, it's not going to be too bad. Oh, downpour, yeah, I'd want a bigger tarp. Nice little camp seat. A little bit of coverage. Just have to adjust a few things here and there, and get a bigger tarp, maybe you get to work. Problem I have with longer tarps is the way the setup is. My 13-foot tarps I couldn't get away with. I could do maybe a 10x10, 9x9 on diagonal. It'd probably fit out fairly well on this, but Superfly or any of those really large tarps, It's going to be too big for this setup. You really need a tree, or you need some other way of lashing it off past the end. Not to say it couldn't work, but I'd probably have to set up some more cordage and figure out something and make it work out. But yeah, for summer setup, fall time setup where you don't think you're going to have any rain, winter time you don't mind, you aren't going to get any snow or anything, this would work out fairly well. But yeah, if you want to set up in a grassy field or on a beach or somewhere where you typically don't have a whole bunch of trees around, or you don't have enough of the right size trees, yeah, you can set something like this up. The whole package only weighs like, oh, 4.5 pounds, 6 pounds, something like that. I'll pull the specs up on the description. But they got another version. They've got a carbon fiber, like a trekking pole setup, which is even lighter. It's twice the cost. This stand was probably in a 200 range. The carbon fiber one with 2 poles is like 400. One thing you can do with these, if you've got 2 hammocks and 1 tree, the foot end of the hammocks you can set up with these poles, and the head end you can just strap to the same tree, share a tree amongst 2 hammocks if you really want. You set them up in like a V configuration. If you had a wide enough tarp or something, you could fit over the area. But yeah, it gives you some flexibility in areas that maybe you normally couldn't have a hammock set up in a traditional sense. Well, everybody, I got Mrs. Mikeycat outdoors here. Trying out the hammock. So, what do you think? Is it comfy?
Yeah, it's comfortable. Warm on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, that's just the 30-degree underquilt. I've got a 0-degree you can put on there too if you're in really cold weather. But for like spring, fall, summer, it'd be more than sufficient. And this Blackbird XLC's got a dual bottom, so you can actually put a sleeping pad in there for insulation if you need to. You can see just how well everything works out here. So you could probably play around a little bit with the ridgeline. It loses some of its tension once you load down everything. But the hammock ridgeline itself is fairly taut, which is good. All these lines are nice and taut, which is what you want. And you got that nice angle. Ready to do some winter camping?
This will be nice when we go camping. At
Yeah.
least my back won't hurt from the ground.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So yeah, you could sleep at a diagonal if you want.
I think I could sleep like this.
Like a banana?
Yeah,
Ah.
bananas.
So yeah, it's my little helper here, trying it out too. So you think you could hammock camp in the winter time?
Yeah, I could sleep. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Is it warm enough?
Mhm.
You put a top quilt on there and a nice hat and balaclava, you'd be set.
Mhm. I don't think the balaclava is necessary, but
I wear it just to keep the cold air out of my
just
breathing.
to keep the corona away.
Yeah. And the Budweiser and the Coors.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts of this setup? You think this would be neat on a beach or in a field or
Sure.
somewhere where you don't have trees?
I'd be kind of scared of coyotes or deer in a field, but that's nice.
Yeah. I think if you had several people camping around, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be too bad. Well, everybody, if you like what you've seen, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and catch you again in the outdoors. As always, thanks for watching. Woohoo, buddy! Oh wait, that's copyrighted.